You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
What a grand final it turned out to be. Brisbane has stamped itself as the powerhouse of the AFL once again, cruising to a second straight premiership with a commanding 47-point win over Geelong at the MCG. The final scoreboard told the story. 18.14, that is 122, to 11.9, that is 75. But it wasn't always looking like such a one-sided affair. The first half was as tense as it gets. By halftime, scores were dead even at 36 apiece, something that hadn't happened in a grand final since way back in 1909. Both sides threw everything at each other. Every contested ball, every tackle, and every mark had the crowd on edge. It was hard, brutal football, and for a while, it felt like the game would go down to the wire. Then came the turning point. Brisbane's skipper Lachie Neely, who had been held back with a calf concern, was subbed in at the start of the third quarter. And almost immediately, the game shifted. The Lions found that extra gear. 2 quick goals from Charlie Cameron, followed by a booming long-range strike from Neely, broke the tension and gave Brisbane the edge heading into the final change. If the third quarter opened the door, the fourth quarter blew it right off its hinges. Brisbane piled on 7 of the next 8 goals, leaving Geelong with no answers. It wasn't just one player doing the damage either. Charlie Cameron and Hugh McCluggage finished with 4 goals each, while Zach Bailey, Kai Lohman, and Will Ashcroft all had their moments in the spotlight. Every Lion seemed to get in on the act as the scoreboard kept ticking. Geelong managed a few late goals in what could only be called junk time, but by then the result was beyond doubt. The Cats, Captain Patrick Dangerfield, summed it up in his post-match words, admitting they were beaten by the better team on the day. Geelong had come in as favourites, backed by many experts and players across the league, but it was Brisbane that rose to the occasion. The atmosphere at the MCG turned into a celebration long before the final siren. Fans were on their feet, players were embracing, and even with 10 minutes still to play, it felt like the Premiership Cup was already etched with Brisbane's name. By the time the siren sounded, the Lions had delivered one of the most devastating final quarters ever seen in a grand final. For Brisbane, this win cements their status as a modern juggernaut. Back-to-back flags are not easily won, and to do it against a side as tough as Geelong makes it even more remarkable. The belief, the swagger, and the total team football on display will be remembered for years to come. The Lions didn't just win the 2025 AFL Grand Final, they owned it. Stay subscribed for more videos.